You should not let him stream past 2 p.m. Honestly, he's gonna get himself in trouble. I don't know, were you there when Ryan was like turned gay? AKA when I was not at home for a week. I was gone for a week to Japan. And then I'm getting like DMs. Ping, 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 ping. And then my chatters DMing me going like, Kate, oh my gosh, please come home, please. And I'm like, holy shit, what happened? Is the house on fire? And then the chat goes like, no, Ryan turned gay. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? And they're like, please, Kate, you gotta come home. He can't stop himself. He's just like talking about sucking dicks. And I was like, what? And then they were giving me links. And it's just like Ryan going like, yo, I suck dicks or something. I suck dicks every day, all day or something. And I was like, what the hell's going on? Whenever they were like, okay, you... And then I remember when I came back from Japan, literally all chat was like holding my arms. And it was like, please, Kate, whatever you do, please do not leave Ryan alone ever again. And I'm like, what the hell? What the hell? Except I wasn't there. I just saw a clip of like Robert talking about dicks. And then Ryan going like, so true, dude. I love dicks. And then the chatter goes, what? And then Ryan's like, I'm joking. Unless. And then people were like flipping. They were like, oh, okay, please. Didn't turn gay. Oh, I see. Didn't turn gay for Korea vacation. It's because he got norovirus. He got norovirus. And he was shitting. I remember I asked him how bad was the norovirus. And then Ryan said, let me just say that I'm glad that you weren't at home. And I was like, oh no. And then Ryan said, I basically just sat on the toilet the whole time. And I was like, oh. Did he share his journey of norovirus, Ted? He must have, right? Yes, he was basically dead. Do I get a supercut for norovirus segment for NL? Okay, sure. Wait, is okay, sure mean like there is, or okay, sure, I will make one? I can just pull them from the compilation of that week. Oh no. I will make one for you. Thank you very much. You're my hero. I will watch it and I will make a comment and I will give you a thumbs up. Salmonella and the Campylobacter. He do be like collecting all, right? Salmonella, Campylobacter, norovirus.
Are you feeling refreshed and recharged? Let me give you a breakdown of how like the last few days have been. Because the answer is no. Saturday, I dropped my wife off at the airport. She's spending a week in Korea as a nice birthday gift. Get some time, vacation, time away from the baby, rediscover what life is like, as just a person instead of a parent. No problem. Saturday, me and the baby had a good time. But I did notice that by the end of Saturday, she was getting a little sick. She had a little bit of diarrhea. And then on Sunday, she's fine, by the way. But on Sunday, I got a text from the daycare that said, I'm not going to be open tomorrow. I woke up in the middle of the night and am like extremely sick. And I was like, oh shit. That's a disaster. But I told Kate before she left, I was like, because she was trying to feed me some copium. She was like, I'm sure that nobody will be sick. I'm sure that the daycare will be open. And I'm like, listen, we've both lived this for a year. It's the first year that she's been in. Last year was the first year that she was in daycare. We know what it's like. You can't bet on that any given week that nobody's going to be sick. So I said, whatever. If it's closed for the whole week, then it's closed for the whole week. There's not much you can do about it, right? Anyway, so day one, I was like, no problem. About halfway through day one, which would, well, this is technically day 3, but day 1 of no daycare. I got like intense stomach pain and was like, it was like out of nowhere. Monday morning, I PB'd on the Peloton, was feeling great. Monday, around 1 p.m., extreme stomach pain, followed by like feeling super lethargic, let's just call it loss of fluids, etc., etc. Then about halfway through Monday, I got another text from my daycare that said, "Hey, I'm going to be closed on Tuesday. By the way, here's what I have: stomach pain, vomiting, diarrhea, and feeling extremely tired. I hope that it didn't get passed on to anybody else." And I was like, "Oh, okay. Well, it definitely got passed on to me." I think my daughter. Okay, so the way that it went down is my daycare provider was like, "Hey, on like Wednesday, 2 kids had like diarrhea or something like that, so we sent them home." So then my baby had a little bit of diarrhea on like Saturday, and then she gave me the full blown version of it on Monday. So Monday and Tuesday were real. Those were nasty days. Like I know people have horror stories about, stomach flu where they lose like 15 pounds in a week or whatever. I'm over. I woke up today and I was like, finally, I'm alive again. But like it was like a light bulb went off. Like Monday, Tuesday, I was dead, and then today I feel normal again. But I did lose 1.6 kilos in 2 days of not eating, while also like anti-eating a lot. And now she's back at daycare today. So Monday, Tuesday, pretty bad for me personally. Looking after a 2-year-old who's got a lot of energy when I had no energy, pretty bad. But I'm feeling a lot better today. Like I would say I'm feeling like 100% today. So I don't know. It might have been norovirus, just because everything I read about norovirus, which was a lot because I had a lot of time on the couch yesterday, was like it lasts like 1 to 2 days most of the time, or 2 to 3 days, and after 2 days I feel good. But man, oh man, some of you guys are pretty cool. Do not get norovirus. You watch anything yesterday while you were sick? I had Seinfeld on Netflix probably for like 8 hours yesterday while I was sick, and I could not tell you the plot of a single episode. How do you keep getting these food bugs? Bro, this is not food bugs. I mean, you can get norovirus from like... Did you not hear the story? That everyone at the daycare was shitting their pants? I didn't bring a bunch of chicken tataki to the daycare on Wednesday. Obviously, one parent... their kid had diarrhea. They said, fuck it, just send them anyway. And then got everybody else at the daycare sick. Now I got to go to that kid's birthday party on Saturday and pretend like, oh yeah, no, did you guys? Yeah, I don't know. It's just been going around when they fucking gave it to me. I got to take my ass to Toys R Us and buy like a moderately priced gift under 25 Canadian dollars, give it to the kid, and then give the parents the damn side eye. You know which kid it is? I don't know which kid it is, but listen, I can make assumptions. And I don't even blame the parents, okay? You know why I don't blame the parents? First off, there's 2 reasons for this one. The first one is that from having it myself, I know that it came on super quickly. So I have no idea. Maybe they sent their kid to daycare where the kid was fine, and then like 2 hours later, the kid was like, I have a tummy ache. The other one is that it's society's fault because... we live in a world now where both parents have to work to financially sustain a household, and you pay like a ton of money for daycare. So every time your kid has like a little bit of illness, you have to send them to daycare. Because if you took them out of daycare every time they had a little bit of an illness, then you would use up all of your sick days in like a month, and then your ass will be fired. So like... maybe instead I'll use it as an opportunity to commiserate. Hey, remember that time society gave us all norovirus? I will say, though, I was laughing while I was, It wasn't... And people are like, do you ever get sick without almost dying? I did not almost die this time. Did I ever say I almost died? No, I was just, like, not happy. Regardless. But I was sending these tweets like, hey, I can't make it to daycare, or I can't make it to stream today because daycare is closed. People tweet you like crazy stuff. Someone tweeted me, Pog, another daddy-daughter day. Enjoy your time at the park. My ass was parked on the toilet seat. And I don't mean me, I mean literally my ass for once. It is so presumptuous. Pog, what are you and the baby going to do today? Well, I'm going to put her in the high chair strapped in because, like, I'm borderline in and out of consciousness and also running to the bathroom like once every 90 minutes to have an absolutely disgusting bowel movement. So I hope you have a good day too. I don't think your tweets mentioned you were sick at all. Of course, because I can't. Do you understand the culture we're living in right now? I can't mention that I'm sick because if I say like, oh, I've got a tummy ache, people are going to be like, oh, Return of Little Caesar. Whoa, oh, he almost died. I almost died. Whoa, the Campylobacter getting ready for round 2. Because you can't make any single tweet without someone who's been online for 14 hours being like, this is my time to make a joke that 1,000 other people have made every day for the past, 8 months. What do you expect them to say then? See you tomorrow. Or nothing. That's fine too. I don't know. It's not mean. It's just like overly familiar. When someone like that I don't even know is like, don't worry, enjoy your day with your daughter. And I'm like, okay, well, like, that's good. But, like, my ass is not, nobody's enjoying it. You got to remember, I'm going to be snippy. I'm going to be sarcastic today. I've been talking literally to one 2-year-old for 4 days straight. I've been so sincere for 4 days now that to get the chance to pop off a little bit is too tempting. She was very cute. I mean, like, my, frustration is very little to do with looking after a 2-year-old. It was mostly to do with diarrhea. I was having a great time. We had some adventures in the interim period between, the norovirus. Did you go to the park? Not on the day when I was pooping, that's for sure. How the legs looking? The legs are fine. Listen, it wasn't that bad. It was like, I mean, people, they're going to get from this. You can pull it forward, right? You can see the future. People are going to be like, he almost died again. I'm deliberately heading it off in the past. Going through the Salmonella Campylobacter was a nice kind of like anchor for me because when I had the norovirus, I was like, this is not bad at all. Day and a half of diarrhea, no appetite, limited energy. At least it's not 3 weeks. The sequel's never as good as the original. So true. But the baby was great. We had lots of fun. We were dancing. Maybe some of us a little bit more half-heartedly than others. I managed to give her a good, bath time. She had good meals. We were not dancing in the street, though. That is true. How many bagels you eat? None. I mean, until I just ate that breakfast, in the last 36 hours, I ate like 1 Kind bar and 2 slices of leftover pizza. And then about a liter of Pedialyte and 2 cans of sparkling water. Big batch of chili update. Yeah, you want to make God laugh? Tell him your plans, I guess is what I'm trying to say. That did not happen as a result of unforeseen consequences. How does it feel to be solo this week? Honestly, like I was telling Dan, and again, if you think it's annoying to have one kid, or let me rephrase. If you think it's annoying for me to have one kid and always be talking about parenting stuff, it's about to get even more annoying. Because I don't know if you've ever talked to somebody with 2 kids, or 3 kids, or 4 kids, but they're always talking about even more parenting stuff, which makes sense because it saturates even more of your life, like the juice, it gets into the corners. That being said, I was telling Dan on like Sunday, I was like, it's easy. 1 kid is easy. I was kind of on autopilot, Let me find the exact phrase that I used to talk to Dan. I talked to Dan, I said, honestly, it's not that hard. Wake up, cook breakfast, play a little bit, act 1 done. Act 2, cook lunch, put her down for her nap, wake her up. Act 2 done. Act 3, play a little bit, cook her dinner, give her a bath, put her to bed. Act 3 done. Now, obviously, there's like, each one of those acts is like 5 hours long, but still, I was honestly having I don't want to say I'm on autopilot, but we were having quality time. It's only once I got winter vomiting bug that things really got. Well, let me just say thank you to Steve Jobs for inventing the iPad. That really helped me out a lot yesterday. Faint and summons go crazy this week. Honestly, I've never even. I haven't even looked at the weekly this week yet. I mean, this is like, no joke, this is like the first time I sat down at my computer for more than 15 seconds since Saturday at 8:30 a.m. So like, hold on, let me do it. I should be like that. Call that self-care? No, it was not. Listen. Did you listen to the story? It's the same thing. People are like, how was the Peloton ride today? How do you think it was? I produced 6 liters of diarrhea in the past 36 hours. When my daughter was eating dinner yesterday. If you weren't here early, like, so I'm solo with the baby this week. And also, like, I got a mild case of stomach flu or norovirus or something. It was mild, but, like, what I was doing to the toilet was medium, if not hot. Let's put it that way. But I was like just not in a great state. I was watching A&E has this show called like Customer Wars. I was watching it on TV while my daughter was eating dinner. It's all about just like customers behaving badly. And it's shit that would blow your mind if you've never seen Live Leak. Like, this man walked into McDonald's and started harassing a female patron. Her male companion said, hey, don't do that. He went into his backpack and pulled out an axe and tried to kill him, you know? Or a man was offended he had to ask for an extra straw at McDonald's. So he reached over the counter and grabbed the 17-year-old girl working there, and then she beat the shit out of him. Anyway. She went so hard on that dude. She was going, and deservedly. Anyway, no joke, I was bawling my eyes out, man. Because there was one, I was sitting on the couch, like wrapped in a blanket, 7 pounds down from my normal weight from all the diarrhea I'd had. And there was a toddler, like trapped in a hot car, crying. And like the mom had gone into the Target to get some groceries or something like that, and the kid was like sweating through her shirt, and the cops had to come in there and like smash the window and get the toddler out, and the kid was like barely conscious when they got out of there. I was like, just like, how can people treat their kids like that? It was almost like crying during 90 Day Fiance. Like I was that embarrassed that this emotionally manipulative content got me so hard. How much of your brand is diarrhea? I don't know, like 75%. Yeah, then 19 cops. The 19 cops who did it all lined up in a row, and I sucked each of them off one by one. Because that's what I do. When the mom came back, I can imagine what it's like to come back and see your window smashed and a cop holding your child who's like so sweaty it looks like they just got dumped in a swimming pool or something like that. She said sorry. And the cop said, no sorry. She could have died. And I was like, she's right, she could have died. Kate, I'm trying to keep you updated on our baby's life as well. She's got a new thing. It's very cute. You know her shakers, where like one end is like a pillow, like a soft plushy thing, and the other end is like the shaker. On I can't remember if it was Monday or Tuesday, but she took one of the shakers and she held up like the pillow end of it, and then she started to interview me. She went like, "What's your name?" I was like, "Daddy." Very good. Like she was echoing when I say like positive stuff to her. She was like, that's right, your name's Daddy. Very good. What's your favorite color? Red. Very good. And then I did it to her. I did it like in the other direction. I was like, what's your favorite Pokemon? Pikachu. Very good. What's your favorite food? Chocolate milk. Very good. What about apple juice? Chocolate milk and apple juice. Very good. We had a great time. We did that for like, I don't know, 2 or 3 hours. Something like that. It's very cute. I'll try to reinforce it a little bit so that when you come home, I can just be like, can you interview mommy? I'm trying to think of what else. Not that much, honestly. I said, what's your favorite video? She said, Genevieve Playhouse Cookie Monster. So, in case you're wondering what the go-to is right now, she's big into Genevieve Playhouse Cookie Monster. Oh yeah, that one's a banger. True, true. I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. Yesterday was a little heavy on the iPad. We still had some art time, still had some Play-Doh time. I think we had some interview time. Had some bath time. But there was some iPad time yesterday for sure. Yesterday was definitely one of the days where I've been the most thankful for Steve Jobs' existence in my entire life for sure. Would you ever let Josh meet your daughter? Yeah? Definitely. Of course. He's an old friend. I would let Josh look after my child. He's like a normal guy. He's not psychotic. He's not criminally insane. He's a little crazy sometimes, but he's not like, he's crazy in a fun way, not crazy in like a scary way.
Nice shot.
Oh, baby. Oh, no. Backspin.
Nice one.
What about Sips? Well, people said, what about Sips? What about Dan? They have like 3 kids. Sips might have like 5 kids for all I know. I would absolutely trust them to look after my children. First we blacklist him from Magic, then we blacklist him from daycare. Cobalt, listen. I'm in the running to possibly get promoted to platinum level daycare user. Because the text my daycare provider was sending me, hey, we're going to be closed on Monday. Hey, we're going to be closed on Tuesday. By the way, I've been crapping my brains out. Hope I didn't pass it on. Meanwhile, I received the text while I'm on the toilet crapping my brains out. You know what I said in reply to that? I said, get well soon. Thanks for letting me know. You know what I was typing out in my head? Some Notes from Underground, Dostoevsky level shit. Like, oh, you did pass it on. Like, it's not like she could stop passing it on. Like, she's not the germ. In my head, I was like, thanks for letting me know. Like, that's some information that would have been useful to me yesterday. But what did I type out? Well, she looks after my daughter for like 9 hours. I typed out, feel better soon. Get well soon. She actually said, cool. That's like how I respond when my mom sends me a YouTube link that I'm never going to open. Facts. How was the Peloton today? I should not have ridden. I thought I was 100% this morning. I got on the bike and during the warm-up, my legs were screaming. And I said, well, let's take it easy today. So I'm proud of myself for doing it, but it's a 45-minute 2000s pop ride. Average wattage was like 157. Typical average wattage, 195 to 210. So we're definitely a little bit under usual right now. I just feel like drained. I feel drained of fluid. This is how I feel right now. I need to drink some Gatorade. I drank some Pedialyte. I gotta tell you, there's no excuse for shit to taste that bad anymore. Why does it taste so bad? Like, I get that it's half kind of like medicine, but like, it shouldn't taste so bad. Even children's Tylenol, when I give my daughter children's Tylenol, she says yummy. That shit is like acetaminophen. It's actual poison turned into medicine. Pedialyte is literally just like Gamma water, and it tastes, it's like somebody took Mrs. Butterworth and then took all the fake maple out of it and just left you with corn syrup. It's so horrible. Honestly, it feels good being at like 80% brain power, because I literally, like, normally the messages go by and I can read like 3 or 4 of them before the flood takes them away. It's just not working right now. I can only process the emotes. In a way, I feel like this is what it's like to not have the burden of genius. Is this what it's like to be an average person? And I see a line of text, and rather than read it before I can tell myself, don't bother, I just say, I'm not reading all that, and just let it go by and look at the spinning fish. It's kind of beautiful. We should just get started or whatever. Okay, so here's how today's stream is going to go. We're going to play a little bit, maybe like an hour of Super Auto Pets. We have a sponsored stream for Endless Dungeon, which I know you're going to say, didn't that come out 9 years ago? No, you're thinking of Dungeon of the Endless. This is the remaster from Amplitude Studios, who you also know from Endless Legends. Dungeon of the Endless, actually one of the most underrated games of all time, without a doubt. Kate played so much of it, she even played against the dev. I remember that. So, we'll be checking that out for a couple of hours, maybe more, depending on how the runs go. And then what are we going to do after that? I have no idea. You were so close to a full docket? Listen, motherfucker. It's been a long week, okay? Single dad, sick baby, 1 day reprieve, daycare closed for half the week. They're only open 4 days on a normal fucking week to begin with. Then I catch norovirus with the baby, lost 5 pounds in 2 days, shitting my brains out. My wife left me, bottom text. Meanwhile, like, people are like, yeah, that's, I feel for you, I feel for you. I'm an empath, so I feel for you. By the way, fuck you, you didn't take the alpaca twice. Go die. Excuse me, my wife left for a week. I did not turn into a divorced dad, though. Do you see me growing ill-advised facial hair? Do you see me on testosterone replacement therapy? Do you see me posting really, really premature thirst traps on Twitter with workout gloves on and talking about how, oh, it's deadlift day? It's been, sorry guys, sorry, I'm just really drained. Today was deadlift day. By the way, my favorite day, hashtag deadlift day. Do you hear me talking about the Joe Rogan experience? Absolutely not. I'm just a guy. Don't give me units with 1 HP, man. Do you see me getting addicted to sports gambling and tweeting insane stuff about like college basketball 25 times a day? It's not happening. I'm literally just a dude. How are you so in touch with modern archetypes? I'm 34 years old. I don't know any divorced dads, but I've met some. I know I said it the other day, but like at the gym, that's the scariest guy to be like in the squat rack next to you is the divorced dad who has AirPods in and his music is so loud you can hear it through his headphones, through the air, through your headphones. Because at any moment, you know this guy is about 5 seconds away from either snapping and putting his head through the mirror, or alternatively, breaking down in tears and requiring consolation from a complete stranger immediately. I did see a car. This is not a joke. I swear to you it's true. We see a lot of novelty license plates in Vancouver because a lot of narcissists live here. Was taking the baby out for a walk. Must have been on Saturday. I saw a car. License plate said buy BTC. For those of you not finance pilled, of course, that is Bitcoin. The car, Toyota Corolla. Kind of an interesting choice, because if I saw a license plate that said buy BTC, I would assume that you're rich. Now, I want to be clear, I'm not suggesting that rich people can't drive a Toyota Corolla. It's a reasonably priced, reliable sedan. All I'm going to say is if you were rich and you bought a Corolla because you didn't want to flash your wealth, you probably wouldn't make your license plate buy BTC. The license plate instead would probably just be like blah, 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 or something like something that's hard to remember. So when you accidentally confuse your gas and your brake pedal and crash into somebody else's Range Rover, you could get away scot-free and they would never remember who it was. What would your vanity plate be? Yeah, I would never have a vanity plate. Because, I mean, I'm not saying you... There's probably many good people with vanity plates. But why would I want other cars on the road to know anything about my personality? I don't know. Like, maybe I'm the world's biggest hater. It's been suggested. But I feel like it just reeks of insecurity to be like, everybody on the road needs to know that I'm a doctor or something like that. Everybody on the road needs to know that I'm driving an electric car. So my license plate says oil lull or something like that. You're right. It should say Campylobacter. I got to drop that at daycare. Dude, the daycare pickup was so much fun yesterday. There was one other parent there. First thing I said was hi. Second thing I said is, so did everyone get norovirus or was I just lucky? And she was like, no, we got it too. And also, like one of the other parents, we were hanging out with them and then they got it too. And I was like, okay, so good. It's not just me then. I'm glad everybody went through the nightmare. But then I did get to drop, and I was getting a lot of sympathy because they know Kate's away, and I was living it up. Because you got to remember, I was in my house for 4 days, pooping my pants for 2 of them, but also doing all the parenting. No disrespect, but Kate is away right now. She's not doing too much. The baby departed. She hasn't changed too many diapers this week. I was milking it. And then, on top of milking it, I also said, oh, last summer, I had Salmonella and Campylobacter. And honestly, the norovirus, it felt like a walk in the park compared to those. And then one of the other parents said, yeah, but would you rather do that again or do this again without having your wife here? And I said, well, actually, the Salmonella and Campylobacter lasted for 3 weeks, so I would do the norovirus again. Oh, man. That felt good. He did. It wasn't vindictive at all. He set me up. He set it up and I knocked it down. God, you grew up to be so lame. What it was? Oh, hey, did you guys see the end of Cook at All Costs? I can't believe that Jennifer went for the save box instead of the spend box. I mean, come on. Would you rather have ground beef or filet mignon with that kind of money on the line? Oh, I hate when old people talk about their health and the weather and stuff like that. That's boring. I wish they would talk about media. Plus, of course, we're talking about, like, illness, like... You know, it's me and other parents at the daycare that just got closed due to norovirus. Like, what are we supposed to talk about? Hey, how was your weekend? Oh, I had norovirus. Oh, okay. What'd you major in university 16 years ago? Of course we're going to talk about it. It happened to all of us. It's the meat of communication, the spirit of communication. We got to talk about, you know, shared experience. Do they know you're a streamer? Yeah. Honestly, it's some of the most normal interactions I've had. Like, they ask, like, no questions about streaming, which is fantastic. Are you insinuating that chat's not normal? Yes. If you type in it, that's exactly what I'm insinuating. We had the requisite, like, oh, that's a little unusual conversation. And I said, yeah, it's a little weird. And then they said, how long have you been doing it for? And I said, I don't know, like 12 years. And I think that was like, oh, okay, well, anyway. What are you guys doing for the weekend this weekend? You think any of the parents watch your stream? Doesn't matter. They're entitled to. I'm not a Hollywood actor. Do actors ever get asked the same question? I feel like they always get asked questions like, you know, hey, what's it like to be a comedy actor and then work on a drama? And then they just like spin some kind of yarn. They never ask like, hey, George Clooney, when you meet someone in public, is it ever like weird to you that they might have seen Up in the Air? I think George Clooney would be like, what the hell are you talking about? My ass is George Clooney. Everyone knows who I am. You should self-promote at the daycare. Bro, new parents in Vancouver, not a demographic with a lot of disposable income. I'm after, like, the single bachelor, childless, like, Bitcoin billionaire. Like, one of those people who put, like, 10 grand into Bitcoin in 2011 and now they're worth, like, $70 billion. I'm after that audience. So I don't think I'm live tomorrow. Because I mean, daycare's just closed every Friday. This is not a great week for it. And then I gotta pick up my wife from the airport at midday anyway. Like, it exactly bisects the stream. So I don't know. I would say safe bet I'll be back on Monday. I was gonna say, like, maybe I'll try to fit in a stream this weekend. I don't know. We'll see. I wouldn't plan on it. Don't do that? Yeah, but my ass, like, needs a break. And streaming is, like, kind of a break. It's at least a break from changing diapers. Anyway, we'll figure it out. Oh, you're right. Movie to movie. We should do movie to movie. All right, I can't. Because it's our daughter's friend's birthday party on Saturday. And then Lunar New Year, so I'm visiting my in-laws on Sunday. And then we'll come back and one of the kids of the birthday party will have the Kraken variant of COVID. And the daycare will shut down for 14 days straight, and then it's St. Patrick's Day, so they take a week off, and then at that point it's almost Christmas again. So I mean, there's no point in getting these kids readjusted with one another right before the holidays. By the way, you might be saying, you know what? Hero's not a word we use lightly. Why are you 15 minutes late now? Why are you 17 minutes late, depending on when you start the stream, from when I click the button or when the gameplay actually begins? Let's just say, hypothetically, the person whose typical responsibility it is to wake up the baby, brush their teeth, get them undressed from the pajamas, change the diaper, put the outfit for daycare on, feed them breakfast, and then drive them to daycare. It just happens to be a little sleepy right now. Happens to still be in bed. Did I take the mantle on without even having to be asked to? Of course I did. Now, I'm not going to say that I went to bed at 10 p.m. and I woke up at maybe 1:30 or 2 and looked over and my wife was watching YouTube videos in bed next to me. I'm not going to say that. I may bring that up after the stream. Once I catch up on the day's to-do list, that may come up. Were they my videos? Of course not. I'm just saying, let's assume hypothetically that's what's happened. So I'm pretty pleased with myself that, given that unexpected curveball, I mean, she was 2 minutes late for daycare. Big whoop. I got a little bit of a look from the daycare provider that was like, oh, 9:02, huh? And I'm like, you don't even, I just said thank you and then walked back to my car. Adapt, improvise, overcome. So true. Daycare provider's a viewer? That's fine. That would be, I mean, I would accept that. Now, how do I go to the web app to see where I finished? Oh, dude, 20th place.
Is that good?
It's out of 250, so that's pretty good.
Hey.
That's not bad. How you doing?
How was the drop-off?
It was good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You didn't wake me up?
You didn't wake up.
You woke me up?
No, she came over to you and she was like, you know, banging on the drum sets and in the kitchen, like, doing stuff. And
Really?
yeah.
Oh, I didn't hear it.
You're just tired. It's okay. It probably won't throw off your schedule forever to wake up at 11 a.m.
Oh my god.
on a Wednesday. Apparently, Kate is already live. My wife legit woke up at 11 a.m. with no alarm towards me at all. I woke the baby up. I changed her diaper. I got her dressed. I fed her breakfast. I took her to daycare. And then she's coming for my crown, streaming when I'm already streaming as well? The audacity. My wife's got she's got a yellow moon on Discord. What am I supposed to do? Saw her and then I saw it say, yellow moon means she's away. None of you stand so tall. Yellow moon means no Discord call. It's a yellow moon. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about? Yellow, yellow, yellow